Small beads of rain cling onto the outside of the window. I can hear in the silence and the sound of rain slowly tapping on the window. On the roof, droplets of rain fall out of the clouds. In my silence, I can hear millions of human beings tapping out their existence. In the silence, I can hear a tear falling on my heart, acknowledging the distance I feel from you. Small beads of tears cling onto the outside surface of my I'm okayness. Action becomes harder. Thoughts have to be torn away from my brain, shoulder blades taut with frustration as my world grows smaller. The stifling numbness is so hard to accept. Meaningless prose. Nothing comes out. I have nothing to say. Nothing to remember, only the crawling irritation. What is it I want? Absence. A quiet absence. A period where I can put my thoughts together. And not your silence, not your fatigue, not your shopping, not your book, not your life, not your bills, not your thoughts, but my own decisions. I cannot remember the last time I made a decision. Look at me. Do not just sit there quietly reading your book. Look at me. When was it? When? I will not ask you. I will quietly sit here and write and look up. I do speak, but I talk in silence, putting the cushion over my face to cushion the words. My whole life has been cushy. It is a bit like being in a room with no windows, doors or furniture. Do you feel this? Can you stretch out your hand? Try a little harder. Mine aches so much. I do hope you feel like I do. I sit here not realising, but waiting. Why me? Alone again. Breathless. Alone again in my empty flat. Alone with the sun slowly making patterns on the carpet as it goes in and out behind the clouds. Alone again with the wind blowing through the windows. Alone again with the beginning of aloneness. Breathless. Sensually feeling the mother of withoutness cover me. I am alone. Breathless. Emptiness. Aloneness.
Dennis, do you still think of me?
Pam, do you still think of me?
I sit here by the fire and I remember you.
I think of you alone in our house.
Ricky sat by my feet. I still love you, Dennis.
I still love you, Pam. In a way.
Your room is still as it was when you left.
I look across the river at the place where we lived and feel pain.
If you ever wanted to return...
It seems like another world. The world I was in with you.
Malcolm often asks after you.
Now I'm in a different world.
Ricky's all I've got now. Since B died.
I feel pain when I think of you alone.
What is it like, Dennis, where you live?
The pain is about realising I cannot re-enter your world.
I still love you, Dennis.
Goodbye, Pam.
Dennis.
The sadness is eternal. Is this the pain we experience as we grow? Crying inside, and so are you. I am crying inside, and so are you. The loss wants to flood out of my eyes. But maybe it's part of how we grow. I remember we would sit in our garden in the summer. She used to wear a straw hat, her long hair tumbling down over her bare shoulders, down over her flowery dress. I can still hold her pretty face in my mind's eye, butterflies dancing around her head. Those were happy days.
I do believe I had the privilege of meeting her. Yeah, she frequented my antique shop on several occasions. When she walked through that door, she would illuminate the room with her presence. She was a connoisseur of fine antiques. She knew what to purchase. She could tell a poor imitation and that of the real thing. Not that I sell any fakes in my shop, you understand. I authenticate all my purchases before I put them on display.
Oh, the nights, sitting by the fire gently talking. We had no need of a television. We had each other. We loved each other. Those were happy days.
I'm as honest as the day is long. My reputation is well known in these parts. My word is my bond.
She always wore Obsession perfume.
How exquisite.
I still have the fragrance of it on some of my clothes even now. She wasn't all as soft and cuddly. She was a strong woman. She knew right from wrong. She could stand up for herself. If she knew of an injustice, she would go out on a limb and put up a fight.
A true suffragette. Look, I will be fair. I will give you a fair price. In fact, I will be generous.
Got plans for this place? Gonna have the old place ripped out. Gonna have all mod cons. Gonna run it proper. Have a better class of person staying here. None of your riff-raff. Only the best. Only the very best. Might even get a chandelier up there.
A chandelier.
Yeah, a chandelier. Right there. I see your face somewhere before.
Who, me?
We don't normally get the likes of your sort up here.
I can assure you I'm an honest tradesman.
You got a stall down the market. You sell second-hand baby clothes.
No, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, I often go down the market. Colourful. I like to watch all the people milling about. The business of it all. The market traders telling their tale, calling out their wares. The smell from the burger van. I like a burger with onions. It's not the same without onions. You know, I tried cooking a burger at home with onions, but it never tastes the same as a burger with onions from down the market. It's funny that. So there I am, eating me burger with onions, watching this dealer in second-hand baby clothes, who is your double, by the way. And I'm thinking, what's this silly sod doing selling baby clothes? What is a fully grown man doing selling baby clothes? What is he, some kind of nonce? And then I get this overwhelming impulse to go over and punch him in the face.
I can assure you it wasn't me. The person you're observing while taking your refreshments was not I. He may have looked like me. I do resemble a lot of people. It's bound to happen. Some people look like each other in certain lights.
What are you?
I'm not a fly-by-night. I'm an honest trader. I'm a member of the British Guild of Antique Dealers. And I'm here to replenish this man's dwindling resources by purchasing some of his furniture, after coming to some amicable arrangement, of course.
She was a different woman when she'd had a drink. She used to chase me around the house, try and get hold of me. She was a saucy cow. She wouldn't leave my body alone. She was hungry for sex. She could act like a dirty little scrubber at times. I thought to myself, I can't give in to her wanton ways. She's a married woman. I've got my self-respect to think of. How could I live in the same house as a married man if I was shagging his missus? No, I'd have to sling my hook.
I still set the table for two. And then remember, sometimes I hear her calling out to me. When we first met, we would bathe together in a bath, the water sprinkled with flower petals on the surface.
How lovely. How beautiful. How poetic.
We would sit together in the evenings and she would read to me.
How romantic.
Why does the darkness have to come? Why do we have to lose loved ones? I have cried so much for her, I have no more tears left. Only bloody scars that were made on my heart when she left us. I still miss her at night. I turn over to cuddle her and then realise...
Trying to do this place up? Very good with my hands. Good at woodwork. They wanted me to stand at school and become a woodwork teacher, but I couldn't be bothered. I wanted to go straight out into the real world to gain experience. She said, in one of her embraces, one that I couldn't dodge, she said whilst holding my head and staring in my eyes, those eyes, they were like gypsy's eyes, especially when she'd had a couple of bottles of Chardonnay. She said, when I'm gone, I want you to stay. Take care of the old fool. That's the only reason why I stayed on, to fulfill her wishes. I'd never imagined she died the very next day. It's as if she'd had a premonition of her coming demise.
Happy days. Alone on the nursery floor. I stare at the blank wall and cry. Now they've gone down the pub and I sit and wait for them to return as I feel the tears fill up inside of me. But somehow I hold them back as I stare at the blank wall next to my pop poster and dream. Now, my wife has gone, and I am alone again. I take another drink and hold back the tears by projecting my fantasies onto the blank wall until a neighbour interrupts. Now, I'm old and lying in the darkness of my room. And now I know that no one will ever return. And I feel nothing while watching my favourite fantasies that I project onto the beautiful screen. My friend, the blank wall.